Thank you. The next 48 hours has become even more pivotal in the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Brett Kavanaugh. His accuser of an alleged sexual assault decades ago has come forward and wants to testify.
Joining us to discuss that and more, Congressman Brad Sherman of Sherman Oaks. He's a senior member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and the ranking member of the Subcommittee on Asia. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Be back with you.
So the attorney for this California professor who has come forward, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, says she wants to testify in public. There are some Republicans who are saying now, yes, let's take a pause and hear from both sides here. Is this going to turn into another Anita Hill-like hearing?
I don't think that any of the senators on the committee will be as disrespectful to Dr. Ford as senators were decades ago to Anita Hill. But I can't imagine they're going to go forward with a vote on Thursday. Obviously, Kavanaugh says he wants to testify. Dr. Ford wants to testify. And what's more important and a bigger reason for the delay, because I care how a Supreme Court justice votes, is that there are over 600,000 pages that the archives are supposed to deliver to the Senate, but they have to go through them. It takes a while, and they won't have them till late October. So this unseemly effort to try to confirm a justice before we know what his paper record is. What we do know is that he met with Donald Trump. Donald Trump has promised to put somebody on the Supreme Court that will overturn Roe v. Wade. And I think Donald Trump has the real answer as to how Kavanaugh will vote.
It has been a few days since we have seen President Trump following, news that his former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, has a cooperation agreement with the Mueller investigation. What is your prediction there when it comes to President Trump, some saying may not survive Manafort testifying?
We'll have to see what Manafort has to say. He has made a very bad plea deal, which anticipates that he might spend as much as 10 years in prison. That's in part because he waited so long to make the deal. That's also might indicate that he doesn't have that much to offer. I think if Manafort had pictures of Donald Trump at KGB headquarters, he wouldn't be facing 10 years in prison. He would have negotiated something else. So I think that Manafort will shed an awful lot of light and may lead to some additional leads, but I don't think that this thing is over. I think the obstruction of justice case has already been proven. The collusion case is going to take a while.
You were the first congressman to suggest and to introduce a bill asking to move forward with an impeachment of President Trump. Your leadership hasn't supported that yet. Many people on the Democratic side are saying we don't want to talk about that going into the midterms. And over the weekend, Ken Starr, the former independent counsel, said that trying to impeach President Trump would be, quote, a hell the country does not need. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the last 18 months has been a hell the country does not need. We do need to enforce our Constitution. At the same time, there's more votes for people if our slogan is contain Trump than if our slogan is remove Trump. When I introduced articles of impeachment, I thought that was my constitutional responsibility, and I did it as far away from an election as I could possibly be. I mean, I have an election every 2 years, so you're always within 2 years of an election. But I introduced articles of impeachment in July of last year.
Okay. We want to get your take on this. You're a member of the Subcommittee on Asia. What do you think about tomorrow's scheduled meeting between North Korea's Kim Jong-un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in? It's happening in Pyongyang. What are the possibilities, the hurdles of these two countries reuniting after having been divided for so long?
Oh, I doubt very much that they will reunite the way Germany did anytime soon. Kim Jong-un has a fiefdom that he controls. He's in effect a monarch, third generation. He's not going to give that up. I was briefed by the ambassador of South Korea. They're hopeful, but hopeful in terms of little steps. Keep in mind that we have given up an awful lot. We are not really enforcing the sanctions. We are not sanctioning, for example, the large Chinese banks that are still doing business with North Korea. And all they've done is they left the missiles out of their parade. Well, they still got the missiles. It was nice not to put them in the parade. And they haven't orally threatened us with nuclear weapons in many weeks. But we gave up those exercises that are so important to keeping readiness and to demonstrating our commitment to South Korea. So we've given up a lot, and it'll be interesting to see. Keep in mind that continuously and right up to the day, North Korea is producing more fissile material. They will produce enough for 2 or 3 nuclear weapons this year, and that hasn't stopped.
All right. Once again, Congressman Brad Sherman, senior member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, ranking member of the Subcommittee on Asia.